Boot fans, welcome on in. Right here today in this box, I've got the next generation version of the Adidas adiZero f50, which we have right here. We're going to do an unboxing. I'm going to compare them against some previous models, including the first generation adiZero, to show you how this boot has been dramatically updated and modified. In the box, you do get your two boots, obviously, and you also get a boot bag, which is a nice addition from Adidas. We don't normally get an inclusion like this. So it's just a textile bag. It features that same kind of like faded design that you see on the side of the boot. So a nice little addition. And there's some storage room if you want to put your guards or an extra pair of inserts in there, which is a nice little addition to the package. The boots themselves obviously have a lot going on. They've got this wild design. Kind of looks like dragon skin. The upper has this pattern on it that does have some definition. So the entire surface of the boot has a textured feel. And you can kind of see that up close. The upper itself is a hybrid touch material, so it's nice and soft and pliable. It's sort of like that faux leather material that has been used on several Adidas releases in the past few months. And it works really well. It gives it a pretty natural touch on the ball. And especially with the added definition and texture, you're going to get clean touch. Nice feel, especially for dribbling. This is called Dribbletech, this textured paneling on top. And as I said, it runs right through the upper. We don't get any significant Adidas 3-stripe hit on the side of the boot. You do get your Adidas logo just here underneath the ankle lining. But you do get the 3-stripe on the heel. And you'll notice if I bring it up close, you can see that there's stitching underneath this middle one. So what they've done is they've used one of the stripes to cover up the stitching. So it's a one-piece upper material, and then it's got that one layer of stitching on the back. And then the 3-stripe runs through the heel. And as I said, on the side of the boot, again, you'll notice there's no 3-stripe on the side. Unusual move, very brave. It shows that they're confident in their boot and what they're releasing. You can see how that pattern runs through. It's kind of like a darker color, almost like a black, maybe like a silver effect on it. So it has an unusual pattern effect on the side. And then you'll notice as well the laces that they've got the white going through it, which gives it that Adidas look. Flip it over, and this is where they get really interesting. On the heel, you've got this 3-stud pattern. So that's very unusual. We haven't really seen Adidas play with 3 studs before. They usually stick with the 4, which is traditional with their releases. And then through the forefoot, you'll notice it's got this dragon's teeth style design. So it's a 2-tiered system. These blades are about twice as tall, your standard size, but twice as tall as these ones in between. So you got 2-tier system. And you can see that they're pretty dramatic. It's got a pretty dramatic effect. And it's all about cutting in the surface and turning to change direction. So it is really focused on improving the traction of this boot. Some might be a little bit worried about that there's too many blades. And that's going to come down to testing. One unusual thing is, look how sharp those front ones are. They're almost like teeth. So there's a lot going on in this sole plate. The boot itself weighs in at 7 ounces. So it's a little bit heavier than previous versions of the adiZero series. And I'm going to bring in the Samba version right here, so we'll see them side by side. One of the primary differences is this heel region. So from the midfoot back through the heel. And you'll notice we had the speed file on the previous iteration. And that has been removed. And the speed file, you see how you can kind of see through that material. So it's very, very thin, very, very light. There was no padding in that area. You got your sprint frame, which has been removed. So that had that like locked in heel feel. And then on this version, it's completely different because it's a padded region. The material inside from wearing these, I've wore these already. For me, it's too smooth. It needs a little bit of texturing in it. I'm going to use a little bit of sandpaper just to grit it up a little bit. I got that like squelch sound, you know, that noise when your sock kind of like rubs up against it. So that wasn't very impressive. And that's something that I'm going to have to change. I'll get some sandpaper, I'll add some texture inside along the lining. It should solve the problem. but it's definitely an area that's been changed. This new sole plate doesn't feature that higher design, so you're relying on the material around the heel, and it is pretty sturdy if you look at it right here. So it's going to give you a lockdown feel still. That tongue as well, you can see how it's formed to fit around the ankle lining, and you get your F50 hit on the front. Another boot I want to bring in, a lot of people have been asking how they rate against the Vapor X, and both boots do have that textured feel. And that was something I really liked about the Vapor X, is it does have that textured feel, and as I said, it's useful for dribbling on the ball. And Adidas have come up with their own formula with that Dribbletech and that dragon skin style design. So they've taken a step in a similar direction to what we have from Nike, and it's much improved. And one other boot I want to bring in real quick was the original F50, and this is the leather version I have right here. So we're not looking at the upper, we're just looking at the sole plate and how the boot has been completely modified. You still get that spine style system in place, but no longer have the 4 stud. Now we got the 3 stud, and then up top, look at this, it was smooth through the center, and now it's all about traction and those extra smaller tiered blades, which is really unusual. You'll even notice on the front of the F50 it was just pure smooth, and then look at how much is going on right here. So there you have it, guys. This is the next generation Adidas F50 adiZero. Very cool design. Make sure you hit up the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this comment, or think of these boots if you have any comments about them, and definitely give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate a thumbs up to know you were here to check out this video, and we'll keep these unboxings coming. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.